Hi, hello guys. Uh, I'm here to show you how to generate token. Especially for example, people that use prepaid meter, on how token is generated to recharge your prepaid meter for you to subscribe to energy. So here's a Python program. I'm using VS Code as the platform for writing my code. Now, if you look at the top here, I imported pandas as PD. Panda is a function and is a module in Python that you use in data analysis and also to connect your code to a particular database. So also I have import random here. This is also a module in Python where you can use functions like int, random, in case you want to generate a random number. So I'll be using these two um, modules in this code. Now, how do I generate the token? How do I start with the code? Now, each energy company has their database while registering a particular user. They have their database, maybe the house address, the name of the owner of the house, and so on. So all those things they have them in their database. Now, the database I will be using is on my system. Let me open the database so that you can see I will be using an Excel on my system because it will serve as the database for this particular um, code. Now, what does this line of code do? Using pd.read underscore excel, it gives access to the database that I'll be using. For example, if it were to be the normal real world problem, this will be done via the internet. You, you have to be online for you to be able to have access to the database of the company that where you subscribe your for your energy. But in this case, because I'm using my system as a local database, so I don't need an internet to do that. What I just need to do is to link my code to a particular file of my system, and this is the Excel file I'll be using on my system. I have it on my system, so you can also can create an Excel file on your own system too, in case you want to replicate this code. So this is the system. I mean, this is the database that I created, just a dummy one. Can see the meter ID, owner, and address. So I named it prepaid. That's Excel file. So that's the extension .xlsx. So and that's why I have it here. So I'm using this code to access this particular database, this particular file. So then in writing this code, I have to handle the exceptions. You have to enter your meter number for you to be able to recharge your meter in order for you to subscribe to an amount of energy. So that is why am using this try and except concept in Python, which we have in Python. But you should note something here that I placed it in a while loop and I set the while loop to be true. And the reason for it is that this is a meter number and is an input where um, users or the subscriber will be asked to enter their meter number because meter number should be unique for each user. So you'll be asked to enter your meter number. Then this print here is just a space to create a space. Then searching for the meter ID in the data frame. Now this match row variable that I created is a data frame that is used with Panda. You can see df here, that this is the variable name, so I'm using it here. So to compare the meter number that the user will impute here to what I have on my database, which is the meter ID. As you can see, I named the column meter ID here, so that it has to be correct, it has to correlate for the user to be able to move on in the subscription. Because if the meter ID is not correlating with the meter number that the subscriber is imputing, then it will not go. It means the meter number is not registered with that company. That is just a concept. This line of code. So from here I'm searching I'm giving a condition. If this variable is not empty, that is, if not, then this variable is not empty, then print the name. This is the name of the emitter holder, the corresponding name on that column, that is owner. How do I mean? And also this location, it will also print the location, the corresponding location of the meter owner. So this is what I mean by that. If once the user puts their meter ID, let's say this particular row, if they put this ID, then what I told the code to this to print out this owner. You can see the owner, this column is named as owner, and I have address here. So it will print out the corresponding name and the corresponding address of the subscriber. So that is what this code here will do for the subscriber in this code, and this line of code we do in this project. If this meter ID is equal to the meter number, then it will print out the customer name, the customer address, and that is what I used as location as a variable here. Then since once the meter ID correlates with the meter number that the user inputs here, it will print out, then it will break out of that loop, because I have set it to be true that once these informations are true, then break. Else, we have to inform the subscriber that he or she should check the number, the meter number he has imputed probably is not correct, or there is a kind of, maybe, is a wrong input. Let me just put it in that way. Thus, it will message the subscriber to try again and impute the correct meter number. So that is what this else will do. But if both meter ID and meter number correlate, then it goes on to this place to check. Now, if the meter number are not correlating, it will pop up this value error for them to enter the valid number, meter number. And all these print are just to create space in between. Now, but if the information that is imputed in the code is correct, then it will just keep the whole of this. Just keep the whole of this. Then it will come to this amount. So it will ask the subscriber to put the amount. You can see input the integer here. Just figure. This line of code will be dealing with figure. So then you will ask them to enter the amount in figure, the amount you want to subscribe. Once the amount is entered, this is another variable that you name them energy recharge. So I set the default per unit to be 0.014. In other words, the amount that is entered here will be multiplied by this 0.014, and that's why you have this amount here. It refers to this formula here, or this input here, sorry. So once they enter the amount, it will multiply it and give us this result, that is the energy that is recharged in kilowatt hour, and that is why you have this f string here. So once it will print that out, then from here you can specify. Let's say you want an output, a token that will give you like 20 digits. This random number, in short, I put a random number just in the short form, and you can see this random that I talked about here. I talked about at the top here, this module here. That's what I'm using here now. Random. From this random, I can access randint because I have imported it. So you can see what I gave it here. What I have here, you can put anything in your own, depending on what you want. But here I put, I think 90 trillion. I have 20 digits here. So I'm telling the system, the code, to generate a particular number between 0 and 90 trillion. So which means that's like 20 digits. So randomly the system will generate different number at different time that the user or the subscriber enters their meter number. So once that is done, the meter number is specified to be 20 digits here, as you can see. This .z field just to specify that this number should be printed in 20 digits after 0. So now splitting every of the characters into 4 and joining them with hyphen. Now I create this token, just a variable, and this hyphen dot join, this line of code here we split the 20 digits into 4 places. After the first 4 digits, it will join this hyphen to it, and that's what this line of code here. Now I have my for loop here, so can just replicate it depending on whatever you want to do, or if, depending on how you want to play around with the code. This is just to show you how to generate token with Python code. So you can look at the code very well in case you want to um, just replicate that. I will probably put it in my GitHub. So, but let me run the code with my uh, command prompt. I prefer running controlling my code using command prompt. So let me just place them side by side. Now this is my command prompt. I'm in my root directory, but this database that I created is on my desktop. So I would have to, you can see it here. I just named it online folder. So let me just place them here. So I'm going to change directory to where my folder is, which is on the desktop. So I'm going to change directory, okay, online. So by the time I run it, Python, and the name of the database file is recharge.py. So I'm going to run that and press enter. So as you can see, it shows enter your meter number, and that is what I have here. Okay, as you can see, this is the line of code, because Python reads code line after line. It doesn't jump anything. It reads code line after line, and it has read this, it has read all this. So it's now here. It's expecting the user to enter the meter number. So one of the meter number I have here is maybe we should just, okay, let's use 5. All this 555, and that's like 5 in 10 places. So I'm going to type 5 in 10 places. Then press enter. As you can see, after pressing the correct meter number, the system has checked it. The code has checked it, and it discovered that okay, the meter ID is correlating with the meter number that the subscriber has inputted, and that's why it printed out the customer's name, customer's location, which is the address, and that is what you can see here. Customer name, that's I have Sulaimon there. Then service address, that's number 23 Allen Street. Let's check that in my database. Remember we use the meter ID, which is 555, and you can see under owner we have Sulaiman's name, and we have 23 Allen Street as the address. So that is why you have this here. And the next thing, and it has broken out of this while loop. So the next thing is asking is the amount that the subscriber want to subscribe. For example, let's say I want to subscribe, let's say 20,000 naira worth of energy. By the time I press enter, as you can see, after pressing enter, the unit generated is 280 kilowatt hour. And what do we have in our code here? In other words, it has multiplied the amount by 0.014, which is what I told the code to do here after entering the amount here. Then printed out unit generated is energy recharge, that is 20,000 times this, then give us in kilowatts. So now, as you can see, after that, then you went to this place, it generates the random number for the token. I'll specify there that I should generate random number between 0 and 90 trillion. Yeah, then yeah, so that is the digit should be in 20. So the figure should be in 20 digits. So then the token, it has joined the hyphen. You can see what we have here. It has joined the hyphen. So this is token generated. Let me run it one more time. Type the file name again. Type Python first. Recharge. .py. Let me use another. Let's say 7. So as you can see, it's printed out the customer's name, which is Anna, their service address. Then it's asking for the amount. Let me put 30,000 or so. As you can see, it has printed out, the token, it has generated the token. You can see that here. So, but let me, and if you check our database, the internal ID that has 77 is this. You can see we have Anna, we have the address here. So that is to tell you that the code is working. That is just the concept of how you can write code to generate token. But let me try and put a wrong um, number that is not in the database. Fine. So let me just put gibberish and press enter. As you can see, it's saying please enter a valid number, enter your meter number, and that was the prompt I got here. But because the meter number is wrong, it's not cannot be found in their database, and that's why when you are trying to recharge probably on your app and they say and there's an exception that says wrong number or wrong meter number, these are just the concepts behind it. Let me type another gibberish and press enter. You can see it's still asking me to please enter valid number because the number is not found in the energy company database. This is just a local database on my system. So, but let me now put the right one. So as you can see, when I put this, it's printed out the customer's name and so on, and just put an amount there. As you can see, the token is generated. So that is how that's it. So this is a concept on how token is generated in Python. So in case you want to replicate, you can just look at it, but I might put it in my GitHub account. So that is that for this video. Thank you. You can also get my channel on YouTube. That is Code with Abiodun dash M6. Code with Abiodun dash M6. So thank you.